Hi, my name is Joshua Dutrieu, aka JDX. Did not have a choice. Now, I was 4. My dad was a musician, and I started when I was 4 on the flute, and then into piano, classical piano, when I was 5. Yeah, the teacher of the flute said, "I cannot teach you anymore. Maybe better to go to piano, because if you know piano, then you can basically do any instrument." 5 till at least 9, 10. It was a little later. I mean, we weren't allowed to listen to any like pop music for a while. A lot of writing, clapping, solfège, yeah, just classical music. But slowly, because he also liked Jimi Hendrix, yes, Pink Floyd, and I already had like a keyboard and a little computer back then. I was already messing around because his friends were also part of the band, and then I was the keyboard player. So I was involved with the psychedelic rock by the time. Yeah. Now I always had to like learn, of course. Then when he walked away, I just started improvising. I think I have it because of that, because I didn't want to learn. I just wanted to make my own music instead of reading notes. I get inspiration out of a lot of stuff. I like movies, but then I watch movies like I can watch one movie 100 times. And then I also get inspired by the movie itself, but then also combine with the music. I used to listen a lot of different styles of music, but because of now it's also my work, I just like to not listen to music. Sounds kind of weird. But yeah, inspiration out of so many things. And I can, even cooking. Well, actually, I think making music is cooking. It's the same thing. A lot of ingredients in the same steak, but I can make something else with it. Yeah, and I'm lucky to do kinds of work that needs a lot of versatile elements. So I can put myself into rock metal, I can go record an opera singer or a full orchestra if I want to, or just me sitting behind a piano. Or banging, yeah. Yeah, lately at home I like to be more in the lo-fi lounge setup. While I'm cooking, I like to turn on Italian music. Now, in the car, I actually never listen hardstyle or harder sounds. Or I make it, or something comes in because of the work, and then you have it, and then you cut it, or whatever, and then just do a reference. Yes, I get inspired, and because of at the work, at the events, you hear that stuff the whole day. And a lot of my friends, of course, are all producers, so you listen to that. But mainly I listen a lot of film scoring, a lot of film scoring actually. The first time, like I said, downstairs, was Andrew Sheps actually had a question, was it still beginning of the Corona? That's how I found out it was even possible to do music in Dolby Atmos. I was like, okay, I need this setup. Can I now finally make music in an immersive, all-around places like Pink Floyd or Jean-Michel Jarre? Yeah, it was a lot of, let's call it pioneering. Because my first thing I thought like, okay, at least I can release it for real, was the hardstyle. I set up a label called Planet X for my weirder sound of hardstyle, not the mainstream JDX sound. And then to be able to release it in Atmos. So I started messing around with hardstyle first, which already has a lot of cinematic influences in the tracks. So there was already a good combination between orchestral sounds and then the hard kicks. But yeah, I teach myself. Because there's nothing there, nobody's doing it. Two ways. The other one was like, am I doing it right? So doubt. But doubting is good. That means you're doing something right. And then the other thing, being amazed that all the technology allows you to do this stuff that you never could do in stereo. Always. Yeah, I've been also experimenting, of course, because doing film composing, you have a lot of plugins, right? So I got all my violins, choirs ready, and then also these new, let's call it sample libraries, starting to record also already with the immersive miking positions in the setup. But yeah, then your computer. So to put every mic at every spot for each violin, each choir, yeah, that requires a lot of computing. But it works, and it is amazing. But eventually, you need to quickly turn out something for the client or whatever. Yeah, you do automatically quick. So I found a way to keep it separate. Certain things just quick stereo, not necessary for any Atmos whatsoever. And if we make music now for film scoring or make music for myself, keep in mind always the Atmos, or work right away in Atmos. That's my next step actually. Trying to build a space, a new studio that you actually can create in Atmos for anybody. Even my full orchestral setup, but also instruments. So you be in the spot and play and tell, I want to be there right now. This creatively is so different than just play your parts. You play your part completely different, knowing that you have the ability to put yourself somewhere in space. That's the amazing part of the immersive sound, in my opinion. I'm not saying like it will never go away, stereo. But if I have the choice to first do the Atmos, I would choose to do first Atmos, because you make different decisions. And now, I don't like the down mixing that much, because it will never be the same as the stereo. So what I found out by trial and error is doing the Atmos mix first. Yeah, and I'm in Studio One. So you just switch it to stereo. The plugins go to a stereo, and then I'll do a proper mix in stereo. Barely have to do anything else. Just mix it or master it different. As long as it just sounds good and you feel right while doing it. And I think that's the whole message about this, the art of immersive sound. Now, working on a movie right now. That's a new one. But like I said, I'm developing a new space, a proper Dolby Atmos space, not like my studio. And there's nothing wrong with my studio, but it's too small. I want a bigger space with the full 9.1.6 setup ready to go, that you actually can create and record in the Atmos setup. So it's gonna be, I like to be flexible between my setups, because I also have a lot of synths. That's the whole thing every time. Being in the box, hardware, but I also want my drum kit, but I also want my guitar. So I'm gonna build a space. I'll be so flexible with all my gear that I want to do, and be able to do as quick as possible to just put my IDs in whatever I want. That's the biggest project. Hopefully I'll manage to make it happen in the next coming months. And then of course we already start with the DEF CON.